Hello, another tea video tonight. This video is kind of directed towards a post I seen on Facebook from Brian Hughes. I think that's how I pronounce it, Brian Hughes. Anyways, his question was, can you steam a pu'er cake and keep it for storing it as loose leaf? Personally, I wouldn't do it to store as loose leaf, but to break up a section wouldn't be too bad. I only did it once. I know somebody that's been drinking pu'er since he was 7 years old. He's in his late 40s now, and the cakes that he is his like daily drinkers, he'll steam the entire cake and he'll lay it out to dry like overnight, and then he puts it in a plastic container. And he's never had any issues with mold or anything like that. And he said, no, you just leave it out and dry. And now he's a Chinese guy. He grew up in China, but he does it, and that's why I decided I would try it, because I had this cake here, the 2012 Xiaguan 88 round iron, and I broke off like maybe a quarter of it there. Anyways, that's the cake. It's an iron cake. I broke off a chunk of that. I'm going to do a comparison video to drink the two things, because I still have, in the bottom of my folder, I put all that that loose. I'm just going to dump that out. See what we're looking at here. Now, I let it dry for maybe an hour before putting it in the folder. The folder is airy. There's not much humidity getting trapped in there. No smelling of mold. Yeah, I dumped that out on the tray there. And yeah, that's what it broke down into. Nice loose leaf. Some chunks, because it dries very quickly. Smells very good. Lots of good aroma. Anyways, so yeah, it broke it down into the whole leaf, a lot less broken leaf. I was with an iron cake. I don't know if it's really, you're gonna have a lot of choppy leaf anyways, I think, just from the compression of it. So I'm gonna take I'm not gonna use this one. So this one is 120 milliliters. This one's 60. So I'm just gonna use half of what I use in this one. So I'll put 8 in here, and I'll put 4 in here, and then it'll be at the same ratios for leaf to water and all that. I'm actually interested to see if like the taste has changed, or if it is different, or even if it's better, if it's worse. The only reason I didn't steam the whole cake is because I do like to have a cake in my possession, just like the cake that's kind of like, I don't know, collecting it or whatever, right? So I wouldn't, for people who like collecting pu'er tea, I wouldn't recommend, I guess, steaming an entire cake. That's exactly 4 grams. So I'll put the 4 grams in here. And let's see if I can break off 4 grams. I'm going to put this back in the folder. I think this is something that a lot of people wondering. I know I wondered it, and when I heard a lot of people asking the questions, like, can you steam pu'er? And really, the answer is, why not? I don't see why you can't do it. It worked. Seemed to work good for me. I've tried it once. I didn't notice any difference. That was shortly after. I tried it when I did it, and I tried it shortly after, and I didn't notice any difference. So we'll do a complete comparison between the two. Anyways, I actually caught a lot of flack for doing this. Well, not like flack, but there was like people like who were just like outright offended that I would I realized like I still had like this much left. That's lots, right? It's not like I'm gonna steam the entire cake, right? And with iron, I think that's the best way to do it. No pick, just grab it and tear chunks off of it. That's 4 grams. Let's see if I can go to 8 without. 879, not bad, eh? Okay, 777. The other one's exactly 4, so I'm gonna go exactly 8. Yeah, there we go. 8 grams on the button. So we got full chunk, no broken up pieces at all. And they both been in the same storage conditions. They were, for a while, a couple of months, I guess, they've been in, maybe about a month or so, they've been in this drawer, which is very dry, like 47 humidity. It stays like 30 to like 45 relative humidity in my house, which is just crazy. That's super dry. I might actually get another one of these Xiaguans just to use comparison videos because I end up making way too much tea. Just gonna make sure that water's nice and hot. For me, the water temperatures, it's like what do you call that? Not a pet peeve. I don't know. Just like a thing that I obsess about. I have to start with boiling water. And then I don't mind if I'm not using boiling water as I go along, but I have to start with boiling water and continue on. And I think as the water cools, it's better suited for the tea, right? And that's just how I kind of approach my my tea brewing, specifically for pour. But I don't really make very much other types of tea. Same as oolongs. I do the same with oolongs. Okay, we'll do this one first real quick. I'm going to do a quick for that because it's all broken up. I love the smokiness of Xiaguan pour. And this I'm not going to go so quick. Just going to put just enough water in there just to let it sit, because I do want that to open up a little bit. Yeah. Let's try that. Taste the water. That's really good. Smoky. Let's see what the difference. Now it might just be because I did steep this longer, although it is like more compressed and stuff like that. But this one does taste a little bit more fruity, a little bit more thick. Although I did steep it for longer. I don't generally always rinse my teas. I'll taste them. If it doesn't taste like something I want to drink, then I don't drink it. Yeah, so I am noticing already that just with the rinse. What about the aroma? I'm getting a deeper, darker taste from the compressed. Give that a little bit of a steep. I think that's good. Sorry for being a little quiet. I'm just trying to kind of just evaluate it in my head. It's really hard to evaluate a tea and talk at the same time. I'm not a very good multitasker. My wife would notice that I can't really even chew gum and talk at the same time. So. She said I can't even walk and talk at the same time. I'd say it's fairly close. Just wait here. Yeah, now this is opening up a little bit. It is tasting a little bit similar. But I do think, just in my opinion, the whole idea of like a compressed tea, you know, you have this nice chunk, and as it slowly opens up, and you slowly get to taste more and more and more of that as the tea has more. As the leaves have more surface area to kind of like infuse with the water, it is gonna give you a much better experience. As with steaming it, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, and I don't really see the problem with that. If you were to blind test me and I was gonna tell you what tea tastes better, I would obviously say that the unsteamed one tasted a little bit better. Even smells a little nicer. Although they almost smell exactly the same. No, if you drink a lot of tea and your goal is not to store tea and to drink it later, and to have lots of a collection, then I don't see the hurt in taking a cake or a tuocha and steaming it and just being able to, you know, take a pinch and weigh it up, and you don't have to chisel it off. If you're gonna go on like on a trip or something and you're planning on making tea in a plane, I've heard this come up. How do I get my pour knife onto an airplane? And in my opinion, you don't risk that kind of stuff, especially when you're going to countries where you could get like thrown in jail for having something like this, because it's considered a weapon, right? I don't know about in Canada and the U.S. I don't know. I've never really flown before, but I know there is places like when I worked at the Chinese food place. I had this chef's knife that I'd bring to work, and I'd keep it in my back pocket. And Jimmy was always like concerned that I had this knife in my back pocket. But he's my boss or whatever. He's like, you're gonna get the cops are gonna put you in jail. In Canada, that's not a problem. You can walk around with a knife. But in China, you get caught walking around with a kitchen knife, you could get thrown in jail. Yeah, steeping both of these. Starting to open up quite nicely. So yeah, if you're gonna go on a plane, you want to bring some tea with you. You know, steaming it apart, having a whole bag of loose tea. I think it's a nice way to break it apart because like you get all the whole leaves. It's been about maybe about a month since I did that, and the taste between the two, I would say, is negligible. And if that was my only tea, I would have had that cake drank up in a month. I think anybody who does like gong fu sessions like this every day, and people who are just getting into it, are the ones that are more likely going to be, not like collecting as much. Like I was when I first started. It was like, okay, I buy this cake, and I was drinking it, and just, but the whole process of the drinking tea was like more what I wanted, right? So it was like almost an obsessive thing. I know a lot of people, they'll drink like 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions a day. And if you only have 2 cakes, that's all you bought, maybe a little bit of oolong or something you got online or whatever. A lot of people starting out, I think that a lot of people, they'll go towards all the different, stuff that has a lot of hype. But like the whole idea of like the gong fu tea, I think people are more likely going to be drinking more sessions, and a cake is not going to last you a month. And now, I think when you have a tea cake, the whole idea with humidity is there's biological organisms inside the tea that you want to keep alive. And if you're going to be aging it for long term, but I think as soon as you steam it, you superheat it, and you're killing all that live enzymes, right? And you're essentially freezing the tea in that state that it was in. So I wouldn't say this would be a good way to steam apart a whole cake and then age it, because I don't think that'd be the purpose of this. You're steaming apart an entire cake for daily drinking. And in that case, it's going to be way easier than pulling out your pick every single day and chiseling away at it. And I've stabbed myself before. It's not something you need to do all the time. And if you're like me and you got a huge stash of tea and you like to always have that tea, then I think it'd be a good idea not to steam up entire cakes into loosely. I really steeped that one. A little bit bitter, but more like tangy and fruity and very thick. This is a really nice tea. Xiaguan. Now I'm gonna get more of this one. This is a 2012. Maybe I'll stock up on it. I was gonna stock up on the 2012 impression, and reason being, 2012 is my son's birth year. It's a really important year for me. So I thought it'd be a nice thing to do. Would be to stock up on a few tongs of 2012 pour and have some for myself, and then when he gets of like graduation age, or maybe on his wedding day or something, I'll have this nicely stored tea for him. That's now become like a treasure at this point, right? Be a nice 20-year-old tea or something. So I went for the one, I overbrewed this one a little bit. It actually came out quite nice. I'm going to hit this one a little bit. Let it steep a little bit too. It hasn't quite opened up either. It's just starting to open up, so I'll get a nice intense brew from that. I like brewing my tea strong. Some people, they pour the water in, they pour the water out, and that's with all their teas, and they don't change. And for me, I like to taste the tea and see what that kind of tea would really benefit from. Just gonna break that apart a bit. Try that. So I overbrewed this one. I figured I'd overbrew this one a little bit. See? One steep, I opened it all up, broke it all apart. Now this is a really nice color and everything, really nice flavor. It's a little bit smoky, definitely really viscous. Definitely a really nice mouthfeel. Like it's very cooling in the back of the throat. It's like expansive. And yeah, it's quite nice. It's got a really nice mouthfeel or Xiaguan. Not the tip of my tongue, kind of like bitterness and tanginess, but definitely like the sides and the top of the back of the tongue, going down the throat. Honestly, I'm gonna say that the difference between the two is it's negligible. Now that they're both kind of, I've gotten into the meat and potatoes of the tea, and you can't really taste much difference. I think the biggest difference was coming from the fact that this was all loose and this was all compressed. So there's like more surface area touching the water in this, so it was brewing much faster, and I was getting a lot more of those bittery, tangy notes. And same reason, like I was getting a lot more like the thicker viscous, because now it's kind of the same. I don't know. This definitely the compressed one that I did in steam has a lot more viscosity, syrupy, very similar flavor. And I'm getting tea drunk. I need to get another one of these ones for doing these type of videos, because it's just a lot of tea to make for one person. I'll do one more comparison, kind of steep here. So I got 8 grams, I got 4 grams, maybe I'll just put them all in here. There we go. That's a good idea. Oh. Well, that fit. Yeah, this is a fairly high energy tea. Very calming. Yeah, it's got a strong cha-chi, but it's very warming. Like I feel very hot right now. And I guess on a cold day or a hot day, that'd be a cooling tea because it's removing heat. It's making me sweat. Oh yeah, Kamloops, British Columbia. You ever make your way through Kamloops? Go to the BC Wildlife Park. They have a coyote bear, big white grizzly bear. It's like 1 in a million grizzly bears have the genetic trait to turn white. And 1 in a million grizzly bears that like have that genetic trait or whatever will actually turn white. So they're like the chances of one of these bears like coming. So they have one at the zoo. Anyways, they captured it in the wild. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? So here's this bear. It's like 1 in a million billion. Let's sedate it and put it in a zoo. No, I'm pretty sure all the animals they have that were like sustainably captured, like they weren't gonna survive in the wild. They had like big eagles and stuff that were just huge, but they had like busted up wings and stuff. Yeah, they were gonna die. That's what they say, anyways. Try this other one more time. So I'm still steeping it fairly long, but that bitterness is rounding off into like more of like a sweet thickness with this tea. I'm past kind of the whole comparison thing of it because it's very similar and it's very difficult. Right at first, I noticed a lot of more thickness from the non-steamed one, and it was a little bit more flat, I guess. But I'm actually gonna just, because they're so similar, I'm gonna take, put it all in there. Why not? Then I got it 12 grams. Then it doesn't seem like I'm making 2 pots of tea here. Comparison's over. I also wanted to do pairing today. Why not? I seen these in Walmart. It says tea cakes. Milk chocolate tea cakes. Has anybody ever eat tea cakes with tea? I've never even tried a tea cake before. Other than like a pura tea cake. It's like their little mini torchas. I'm like, oh, sweet. Oh, they're like chocolate on the outside. And like, oh, marshmallow? Weird. I'm like intoxicated from this tea right now. Get busted into that. Yeah, it's like marshmallow. Like some kind of... No, this is the one I broke. And my wife, she was like, I wonder what they look like. She like sticks her, I wonder what they feel like. She like crushes it. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay. There's still some like leafy goodness in there. So I'm gonna like put that in there. Don't ask. Which one's in my tea bowl? Okay, I'm gonna put all that leaf back in there. There we go. There we go. Try that. This is my first Xiaguan I ever got. I got it from Treasure Green Tea Company. Then they still sell them. Like $40. So it's crazy. I don't know how anything like this could ever be $40. It's okay, but it's like porcelain. And this one's like, I think it's a nicer porcelain. It's like a finer porcelain. I got this from Chinatown for $4. Cool that down a bit. Anyways, back to this tea. Yeah, it's just like super syrupy sweet. It's definitely good. Mm. Non-stop flavor with that. Eating some. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try my tea cake. That's sweet. I'm supposed to stop your mouth with it? I don't know. Mmm. I don't think I was supposed to shove the whole thing in my mouth. Ow, that's hot. Ow! This one gets hot. Mmm. Yeah, I think this iron cake is like $38 or something Canadian. Definitely a good price for a nice aged tea like this. Like it's super thick, super sweet. It's got a nice aged flavor to it. It's only semi-aged. Like it's only like what, 2012. So it's 7 years old. Same age as my kid. And maybe the material is older. I don't know. Could have been aged material and then pressed in 2012. But it's just so it's mildly bitter, but it's like bitter in all the right places of your mouth. Just on the edges and the back of my throat. It's really nice mouthfeel. It will go really good with tonics. Tonics since 1890. Best before date on the front of the pack. What is it? Doesn't say. Best before December 31st. Mmm. See, now that I had the sweet chocolate, it's like I can't taste the tea very well. But it went really good together. Looks like, what, you just take a bite? I did a small bite at a time. Yeah. I don't know if that's really my thing. Tea cakes with tea. Never done it before. Yeah, I don't know. Teas like them make me feel like this, like just like so like I get so hot in my head, and it just like feels so warm and just fuzzy all over. I feel a little bit like stupid when I talk, and I can't talk properly. Just the chi is so so strong, and I just get like right buzzed from it. And then shortly after, I get this like I slowly start feeling more and more tired. And if I go sit on the couch watch tea, I'll just sleep. And generally I get that from more aged teas and stuff. But I think the strongest tea I have in my collection right now, because I just dug it out and tried it. It was the 2008 Dream of the Red Chamber. Yeah, that's a really good one. It's like a red container. Anyways, Dream of the Red Chamber from Yunnan Sourcing. It's a Xiaguan factory tea as well. And it's super smoky. It's like the first few infusions, like you smell it, just like the aroma of the leaf, right? And it's like a tobacco. It's like you got an ashtray that's full of like cigarette butts. And it's like that strong of like a smokiness, but it's that kind of smokiness. It's like burnt tobacco smokiness. And it's like If you don't like smokiness, it's not a tea that you want to get. But that tea, the chi from that, the chi from the tea, the energy, that really kind of tore me a new one. Kind of kicked my ass yesterday. And then maybe 10, 20 minutes after I sat down on the couch, it's like I just went straight to sleep. And I had to work too, so I couldn't wake up. Yeah, that's all I got to say about this anyways. So yeah, if you want to steam a cake, then for daily drinking, if you're drinking every day, I don't see a problem in that. Personally, I like to use a pick. I've only done this once, and it doesn't seem to be too bad. And yeah, I wouldn't really worry too much about what all the professionals say, and just enjoy your tea. And yeah, you do you, man. Anyways, thanks for anybody who enjoyed the video. And yeah, if you liked it, definitely leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, press the thumbs down button for sure. Unsubscribe. I'm just kidding. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, we'll see you around.